How long does a restraining order last in New Jersey?
In the state of New Jersey, restraining orders are a little bit different than how they're handled in most other jurisdictions in the country, in that they are of indefinite duration. That means once a final restraining order has been issued, there is no presumption that it will ever expire. The only way to eliminate a final restraining order is for the plaintiff, i.e. the victim, now the court has declared that person to be a victim, to come to court and ask that the restraining order be dismissed. Alternatively, the defendant, the person found to have committed an act of domestic violence, can petition the court for the restraining order to be dismissed. When a defendant asks for a restraining order to be dismissed, and it is over the objection of the plaintiff, there's a case that governs this. It's called Carfagno. Carfagno has laid out a variety of factors that will help the court to decide whether or not it's appropriate for a restraining order to be dismissed after it has been entered. Things such as how long since the parties have been in contact, whether or not the plaintiff is still afraid of the defendant, and whether or not that fear is objectively reasonable. So for instance, if something happens when the parties are 19 years of age and the defendant has now long since eliminated any contact with the plaintiff because he is complying with the restraining order, it's been 15 years, he has moved on, married, created a family, and has a job that would ultimately preclude him getting a promotion as a result of having a final restraining order issued against him. In that scenario, a court is going to be more inclined to vacate a restraining order than if, say, the parties had an incident last month, a restraining order is issued last month, and the defendant this month is applying to vacate the restraining order. So there's a lot more that goes into it than that, but essentially what you should understand is that final restraining orders are deemed to be final. They are permanent unless and until a court vacates it after having a hearing.